All right, look at this. It looks like we're going live right now. I like the dark skin. What's happening here? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. Hopefully everybody can hear me. This is Alvin J. All right. All right, so I see I got Mike A in here. I got Marva. I got Lene. All right, we can hear you. All right, Lene, good stuff. I wanted to make sure everybody could hear me. All right, Devon Ellis is in here. Finally caught on with you another line. All right, good stuff. So I'm messing around here. I was trying to find out how to make this thing a little bit more light. I don't like this dark skin on here, but I guess there's nothing I can do about it. This is their new live interface. Let me see. Hold on. What's this? Ooh, look at this. We get to share. All right. Let me share it. Let me share it on Twitter. No, I can't leave. My fault. All right. So, hey, what's going on? Marva, you look good. Thank you, Marva. I appreciate that. Yvonne is back on here. Nothing wrong with dark skin. Hey, she turned it around on me. All right. So, look at that. Yvonne getting clever on me. All right, I like that. I have a few questions. All right, Devon says he's got a few questions. He got perfect timing. So let me find out where everybody's from first, because I know some of you are from around this globe, and everybody's not in the United States like I am. In case you guys are wondering, I'm out here in the desert where the lights are, and that is Las Vegas. All right, people don't think that real people live here, but the people who live off the strip, we hardly ever go to the strip unless family comes into town, and that's when we go down there and have some fun. But I'm not interested in losing my money every day. So no. All right. So we got Oakland, California, Illinois. So Desiree is from where I'm from in Illinois. In case you guys didn't know, I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. It's a city. It's a small city. It's like gangs and violence and all that kind of stuff going on all the time. Every other building is burnt out. It's like a Flint, Michigan, or a Little Rock, Arkansas, Compton, California, that kind of place. So not the best, not somewhere you want you or your parents staying, anything like that. But it is what it is. You know, places like that exist, and you can't deny the existence of it. All right, I'm a good product of the system. However, there are a lot of young black men who are not. So just to put that out there, it's not okay. Now I see. Oh, look, we got Texas in the house, Miami, but living in Atlanta. All right, she's double dipping there. New York City. Okay. Oh, I like that bell. I like the beard. Wait a minute. Behind you is cute. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. This Zhang is in the house again. All right. All right. So. All right, I think it's called Then I Tap. Okay, so I'm trying to make some sense out of that name. All right, so substitute for sense, that would be me, take the heart. Okay, hometown, but I've been here in Cali my whole life. All right, so staying in California, Birmingham, New York. All right, for Isabella. Iris, yes, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm from East St. Louis. Desiree, yes. All right, she knows all about it then. So in case you guys didn't know, it's not East St. Louis that was the murder capital of the world. People believe that. It was St. Louis. From 2002 to 2006, St. Louis, Missouri, which is across the river from East St. Louis, which is in Illinois. It's only like 10 minutes. But across the river, they had the highest murder rate per capita in the United States over Chicago. Now, that's bad. So I just had one of my students who is in my class right now. She told me yesterday that she moved out of St. Louis and came out here to the desert to get away from the violence. All right, so it's going on out there. Louisville, Kentucky, Michigan, Los Angeles. All right, so Canada again. It was They want me to, oh, you're saying statins. You mean statins that they're wanting you to take after the heart stent insertions. Now, as far as the statins are concerned, they're going to help you. The reason that they give you statins when you have a stent inserted is because the stent is immovable. So when you're taking a statin takes away your body's ability to vasoconstrict or vasodilate your veins. If that's the case, then that's good for what you have. However, after a while, I want you to go down and see about how your health is doing once you start doing the fresh fruits and vegetables, organic juices and things like that, and doing the supplementation. And when you don't need it anymore, have the stent removed. It's called a stent removal surgery. And then you won't have to take the statins anymore. But the statins do help with what they put into your body to help you not mess with the positioning of the stent. All right. It's supposed to make your blood flow a little better, but I never agree with stents anyway, because the gate that the stent is made out of, the metal, catches more red blood cells than your clot would have. So it really doesn't make any sense. Okay. So can you please give us a video on fibroids and how to get rid of them for good? Well, I can never give you something. I never give information that would detail one part of the body. I tell you to treat the whole body, and as a result of treating the whole body, guess what? All the little stuff goes away. Now, fibroids are nothing but this is not toxicity per se. This is deficiency. See, when you don't have certain building blocks like, let's say, selenium, vanadium, copper in your system to rebuild your tissues, you have to get fibroids. Fibroids are nothing but cysts. It's just tissue bunched together where it's not supposed to be because you're lacking tissue or let's say flesh in between them. So if that is the case, that means you have to build back up that flesh by giving your body what it needs. Now, I always start that off with a saline wash, of which I have a video on. So I know over 50,000 people have watched that video, and I'm just blown away by that, because I didn't think that many people will watch a video on taking salt and shoving it through your body, pulling everything out. But I do it so you can absorb what I'm telling you to take. Okay, so good stuff. Okay, Dan from Seattle. All right, Dan. Yeah. Wait a minute. All right, New Zealand. All right, Dejang, were you there before? I wanted to know if you were there before. Hey, Alvin. All right. Alam. All right. Alam Malas. How you doing, brother? All right, good stuff. Cancer. So somebody just put the word cancer. And it's not even a name there. All right. So I can't say all that, but we'll call you Double X. How about that? I see the 2 X's at the beginning of your name, so we'll call you Double X. All right. I keep getting a boil on my rear end. Why? Well, I don't know. That could be from being acidic blood, and that could be starting to happen all over your body, or is it just from friction from something that you're doing on a daily basis? So if you have any outstanding activities, I would love to know about those. If it's just a boil and it's coming on and you haven't been doing anything different, I think you might be encountering some kind of blood poisoning. And it doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean you were poisoned. I mean by the foods and stuff that you're eating, and it's becoming so acidic, or most people don't know. I blame it on foods, but I have to give equal blame for this, because it has to do with the deodorants that are under your arms. It has to do with the toothpaste you put in your mouth. It has to do with the lotions you put in your body. It has to do with the colognes and perfumes that you put and spray and slather all over you. All of that stuff gets absorbed into your body, and all it takes is 26 seconds for something to get from the surface of your skin without knowing more detail. I couldn't tell you much more than that. I'm having brain fog and my metabolism is shot. Desiree, if you're having brain fog, I have just come across some very is that the researchers at Virginia, they found a link that they had not seen, and this is 2015 October, and they found a vascular pathway that overlaid all of the blood vessels in the brain. And they didn't know, because every time they did it, when they sent the dye through the blood vessels, they didn't realize they were also sending it through the lymphatic vessels, which were thought not to exist in the brain. However, what happens is, let's say, for instance, this is, I need something Let's use this. Okay, let's say, for instance, I got an ink pen. All right, the ink pen is your blood vessel. They didn't realize that around the ink pen there was a vessel, all right, another network that overlaid the blood vessel, and that's where the lymph or the trash was leaving your system. Well, if you have brain fog, that means the trash is not being cleaned out the way it's supposed to. Now, here's the key to all of that. They found that when you sleep, all right, the blood vessel, all right, so this is when you're awake, this is your blood vessel right here when you're awake, and you got the same amount of room. But when you go to sleep, your blood vessel gets smaller, so more trash can be pushed through the system outside of the regular blood vessels. So when you sleep, it allows trash to be flushed through using your cerebrospinal fluid and drain through the two knots that come up behind your ear as part of your major lymphatic system. I thought that was fascinating, and now I know when I get certain amounts of sleep, that is what's happening. So when you get up good and you get up refreshed, that's what's happening. You're getting deep recuperative sleep. But for those of you who have bad sleep, you're insomniacs and you can't get that sleep, that they're saying is the cause of Alzheimer's, Asperger's, advanced autism, other kinds of brain damage, Parkinson's, that are happening inside the brain. And this might be the key to killing all of that. Okay, so just a little information for you that I came across that I thought was quite fascinating. All right, Ali is in Germany. How you doing, Ali? Okay. About food, but they told me a heart stent is not removable. Yes, it is. It's called stent retrieval. They do it all the time. So don't let anybody tell you that. Okay, so don't let anybody tell you that. Marva, well, the person who has been treated with chemoradiation automatically get metastasis? No, not at all. Now, in particular, chemo does kind of stop metastasis, because when you attack any cell in your body by any means, doesn't have to be chemo or radiation. If you do anything to attack cells in your body, they will retreat. But did you treat the cause? No. So will they come back? Yeah. And usually when they come back with a vengeance, because cancer cells must spread to keep themselves alive. That's the problem. So if you want to get rid of it, you have to deprive them of sugar. And if you're going to do chemotherapy or radiation, I got to tell you, that's the worst thing you can ever do for any type of cancer, because I know it sounds good. I know the doctors are sure about what they're talking about. However, what I know is that what kills your cancer cells every day in a normal, healthy person is your immune system. If you do chemo or radiation, that kills your immune system. So how do you think you're going to fare after you've offed your immune system and now you have to get rid of a cancer? Not going to work, is it? So bad stuff there that they're telling you about chemo or radiation. So is it going to be worse for you if you do it? Yeah, in the long run, because usually, no matter how intense the treatment is with chemotherapy, it'll maybe give you 3 more months, 6 months on the end of your life. You're looking at an outside chance of a year. But if it goes past a year and you've had chemotherapy, that's because your immune system is kicked back in. It's not because the chemotherapy is working. Okay, so don't ever believe that. Anything that you do with your body is self-regulating and self-healing. Therefore, there should be no cause for anything external to make it well. All you have to do is get out of the way, take all the toxins away, add all the nutrients in, and you get the desired result. It is literally that simple. But people don't want to do that because they don't want to give up their luxuries. Oh, my red hot Cheetos. Oh, no, I ain't going to give that up. See, the people in my cancer course, they don't even question what I say. When we're in the cancer course right now. Some of you were not in there, but there's a woman in there, Sheila. She's actually doing the cancer course for her diabetes because she knows that going through it, she will get rid of her diabetes, because the protocol that overlays the cancer course actually is all inclusive in the diabetes. So I'm going to do another course on getting rid of diabetes. So that's going to be probably in September of this year. Nice new revolutionary techniques. Okay. All right. Lene says about increasing fertility. All right. All you got to do is get healthy, Lene. That's all you basically have to do. Now, it's easier said than done, because most people don't want to do what it takes to get your fertility up and do what you have to do in order to make that happen. Now, as far as fertility is concerned, when you guys are producing eggs, all you have to do is look out for the health of the ovary. Now, the ovary is tissue, remember, just like any other tissue in your body. And when it is, that means that tissue has to be taken care of, just like any other part in your body. Therefore, you have to flood your system with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, and then that will get to the ovaries, which will then start working correctly. The main thing is, though, the brain controls all of the hormone release patterns for you by the hypothalamus. Okay, so if you're not taking care of your brain by getting sleep and doing exercise to get circulation going, then you're always going to suffer in some department. And ladies, unfortunately for you, everything in you, if your hormones are off for any reason, that affects your reproductive system. So we got to take care of all of it to get rid of some of it. Okay, Gerard, let me see. You keep freezing. All right, so wait a minute. Do I keep freezing? Is anybody else having a problem with me freezing, or is it just the computer? Let me see. Let me know if it's out there. Okay, I want to know if it's just the computer, if it's in my feed here, because if it is, I can hook up. Okay, we'll see. Keep up the great Angela. Thank you. All right, balling on a budget. Good stuff. Ali, good stuff. I catch colds. Okay, let me read this. I have to be about 3 days. Then I soccer match. Can you please give me some advice to get fit quickly? All right, so. All right, everybody says no freezing. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there. I thought my connection was pretty good, but some people, they might be. Okay, so it's actually theirs. Okay, so I'm so here for this. Hello, Dr. Man. All right, so thank you, Miss Dia. All right, so good stuff. It might be a Mister. I don't know. So, oh my God, thank you. Okay, I didn't mean to get it wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Okay, so what do you know about shungite water? All right, never heard of it. All right, let me know if it's under another name. I might have heard of it under another name because I do go across a lot of stuff, but I've never heard of shungite water. So I might have to look that one up. I'm always in the market for research, so let me write it down. Shungite water. That sounds strange. Might be interesting enough to research. All right, so good stuff. Now, I thought I had a question here. Oh, he's talking about Ali asked the question about getting fit fast. Now, Ali, you can hack this a little bit. Now, if you're talking about losing weight, that's pretty easy. All you have to do is take protein the first thing you get up in the morning. I prefer plant protein, and don't do anything else for an hour. Go on about your day, and over the course of about 2 weeks, you'll be able to start dropping weight pretty quickly, like 1 to 3 pounds per day after your initial first week. All right. However, that's assuming that you're doing the work, you're doing the exercise, and but if you're trying to gain strength has to do with magnesium, calcium, and potassium in muscles. If that is the case, your acting tropomyosin complexes must be at optimum, and for that to happen. So those 3 things are needed to build your muscles quickly and get them strong, not necessarily big, but strong for the particular task that you have in mind for them. Okay, so just remember that. All right, protein in the morning, don't take anything else for an hour and do that, and then strengthen your muscles. Okay, remember, we need magnesium, calcium, and potassium. No freezing. Okay, good. So I'm glad to hear that. What do you know? Good. No problem at all. How to reverse kidney disease. All right, now your kidneys are straight tissue. The cortex and the medulla are both fleshy masses that make up that gland that you're talking about, the kidneys. So for the kidneys, all you have to do is really, like everything else, you got to take care of the whole body. However, because it's tissue, you have to make sure you incorporate selenium, vanadium, and copper to make sure that stuff stays at a certain level with regard to function, because your kidneys work in hand with your liver. If you imbalance either one of the two, the other has to pick up the function for it. And that is why it's good in your body, because we always have backups. However, you don't want to make it too lopsided, because remember, most people don't do coffee enemas. Most people keep toxins in their liver from the time that they're born to the time that they die. And that's a hell of a load on your liver without doing a coffee enema or some kind of flush to flush out the toxins from your liver. Okay, so just remember, keeping your liver healthy keeps your kidneys healthy. So there's always a relationship, which is why I will never go after one organ and say, fix that. It's never that. It's always the side effect of something that is a cause, and that's not a cause. Whenever you see something, it's probably not a cause. Okay, so good. Okay. Thanks for the tips. Okay, Angela, no problem. No problem at all. Mr. Slow Stroker is back on here. Is it possible to get off seizure meds? Of course it is. Now, seizures have to do with your nervous system, of course, and it has to do with the firing of neurons when they're not supposed to be fired. It's the same thing that's happening in your head that would happen to somebody who had IBS in their intestine. The trigger, the electrical signal, is firing without being called. So that usually results in, and that comes from a breakdown of the myelin sheath, also a side effect. So what is the cause of the sheath breaking down and the neurons touching each other that is making seizures occur in some people? All right, even people with epilepsy, they've been told that they have to manage this and they have to deal with it their whole life. Well, that's not true. Yeah, if you start dealing with and getting rid of epilepsy, really all you have to do is you have to over incorporate at the beginning the amino fatty acids. That's what you need, because your oligodendrocytes is a neuroglia. It's a type of cell that's inside of your brain. It produces the fat that wraps around your neurons, and it does it all over your body, and they are wrapping around your neurons, creating a fat layer around your neurons. That fat layer is responsible for shooting electricity down the tail of that nerve cell. If you lose that, electricity stops, and then that interruption results in a short, and all of a sudden, now you see eyes roll up in the head and people start convulsing. Some people, it's not that severe. Some people, they just go into what they call silent seizures. So I'll be talking like I am now, and all of a sudden I would stop, and then all of a sudden, see, just like somebody said earlier, I was freezing. People do that in real life. They freeze in real life, and you can literally be in their face. John, Marcus. All right. And then they have no idea you just did that, but they'll continue right where they left off, and they call it a petite or a silence seizure. Okay. So bad stuff going on with people in there. But can you get rid of that? Yes, you just have to incorporate fatty acids, and fatty acids are omega-3 fish oils, avocado, nuts. But if you want to do it faster, you don't want it to take 6 months. If you want to just kind of get that down, systemic enzymes. Okay, you guys know I advocate pro-1-zyme to get your vitamins and minerals where they need to go, to the receptors they need to go to make things happen more quickly. Okay, so good stuff. Little hack there. Okay, Gerardo he's asking about herpes. All right, so bad thing about herpes. You can have herpes in your body. We all do if you've had chickenpox. We got herpes zoster. What you're talking about is genital herpes, maybe, and that's herpes simplex. Herpes simplex works the same as herpes zoster. They're the same derivative from the same family. However, they exhibit differently. The herpes simplex usually shows up around the inguinal or genital area, and then the other one, herpes zoster, that infects your nervous system. So if you've had chickenpox like I have, you are susceptible to get in the future shingles. Okay. Now, shingles is a result of your white blood cells eating away at your joints and skin. However, that's not supposed to be the case. They consider it autoimmune. But that's not supposed to happen, because if we're talking about herpes in the way that you're talking about it, simplex, it only happens in that area. Now, if the herpes are showing, they're contagious. If they're not showing, they're almost not, as like 100% not contagious. However, can you transfer this stuff to your kids? Yes. Can you get rid of herpes, like he's asking? Yes, you can. Now, can you get it out of your body completely? No. Herpes tends to stay, just like the antigens that have assimilated. That's the right reason you guys have a blood type that is type A, type B, that kind of stuff. Rh factors, AB plus, AB negative, that kind of stuff. Those are antigens that live on your blood, things that have assimilated to your body over time, and we just live with them. Well, herpes is the same way. Once it's inhabited your body, it's there. However, it does not ever have to be expressed should you take care of yourself. Now, herpes exhibits itself as a result of, and the cause is, stress most of the time. About 95% of the time, it is stress. Now, the bad thing is there's 3 types of stress. You got chemical, emotional, and physical stress. So if you're putting your body through all of those at once, in which most of us are, you're going to exhibit herpes. However, if you can get rid of the stresses and or deal with them by giving your body the correct building blocks, that stress goes away and herpes never exhibits itself. Even if you have sexual intercourse or contact with somebody unprotected, it still will not be transmitted. And that's because the lesions should never be showing in the first place. Okay, so just a little information on that. All right. All right. So I got a good question. It says, how do you cure neuropathy? That's a long and involved one there. You just have to take care of the brain. But there's a lot of things you have to do to take care of your brain because it's one of the most complex organs that you have in your body. Remember, you have a right side and a left side. You got a brain stem. You got a diencephalon, which is the two center parts of your brain. So that stuff is really, really important in dealing with all aspects of it, including the secretion of from your pituitary gland to control the other glands, and the secretion from your pineal gland in the back of your brain, which controls your sleep rhythm. All right, so melatonin in the back there. So it's kind of long and involved. I can't get into that because that'll take away from everybody else's questions. So that's kind of a long one. All right, let me see. I am so happy and so well in health, so pleased to do what you're doing. You're helping so many people like me. All right, I like it. So good stuff. Now that's what I like to hear. So what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to get people to take control of their health. That's what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to get people to take control and just really tell your doctor no if you don't believe in something. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a few good doctors out there that will not give you medication unless it's absolutely necessary. I know one here in Las Vegas, all right? So I'm going to give a shout out right now to Dr. Chamian. She's a woman, okay? Dr. Chamian, who works in Las Vegas, that's my wife's doctor. She will not advocate any medication. She told my wife she couldn't have it, all right? Unless it was absolutely necessary, because it will, let me just say, it will fuck up your physiology, okay? So you guys should be just really, just seriously, say no if it doesn't feel right. If you guys know that something is not, it's your body. The Nuremberg trials that came out of the Holocaust of 6 to 14 million Jews being killed from 1933 to 1945, you guys got to realize that you will be a statistic if you listen to what doctors say. All right, so just remember, if it sounds good, if it sounds like you want to do it, if it sounds like the doctor knows what they're talking about and they're not trying to rush you into it, and they really care about your health, maybe you listen to them. Do a little research and then you might go through with it. However, if somebody tells you they're going to do a surgery and you're like, no, I got to think about it. Well, you're going to die in the next 6 months if you don't do this right now. So you better get on this. And if you refuse my orders, I'm going to deem you unfit and I'm going to do it anyway. If you get stuff like that, look, doc, I understand you're wearing a white coat. I understand that you think you're authority on my life and you know me all of the 2 minutes that I've been sitting here. But listen here, doc, fuck you. I don't want to take anything that you're taking. I want to make sure that what you're advocating or prescribing for me is the best for my particular health. Got it? Good. Now, how much is my copay? All right, so here we go. All right, she said dry skin mainly on the hands. Angela, if you do coconut oil for a majority of the time, eventually your hands get really soft. I had that problem too. I have severely oily skin, but my pads are really dry. So I started doing coconut oil on my head. I started doing it on my skin. I use it as lotion now. And after you use it for a while, your hands come out nice and soft. Okay, so I don't even have any on. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. I can't lie. Like I did put on something just before I came on here. Yeah. So yes, I forgot. I do have some on, but your hands eventually get really soft from using it. So I love it. Not many cracks or anything on the skin. And people tell me I might be getting old. My mom. All right. So best. All right. She said, oh, this is a good question. Gerard, he said the best way to heal leaky gut. All right. Oregano oil is good for herpes. All right. Mr. Slow Stroker, he hit it on the head. Okay. That's a very good advice. Oregano oil, or they call it oil of oregano. Okay. So it's an antibacterial. Okay, that is very strong in getting rid of it. But if you want to make sure, you can actually add some garlic to that, some organic garlic tablets or supplements. And garlic is an antiviral. So oil of oregano, antibacterial. Garlic, antiviral. See, I'm giving you guys the natural secrets. All right, throw that crap away that's in your medicine cabinet. It's got acetaminophen. It's got painkillers. It's got stuff that's going to break down your system and get stuck in your tissues and your joints, causing autoimmune diseases and other diseases. So just letting you know. All right, best way to heal your leaky gut. Good question. All right, now, as far as the leaky gut, all right, Freedom Speaks, hot flashes. Try something called DIM. I just recently had my wife on that, and her hot flashes are gone. Hers were bad. I mean, she would literally be sitting there sweating, and I'm like, "Baby, are you all right?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." And it's just pouring down her face. I'm like, "No, you're not all right." So she actually experimented with a few things. I can't remember the other things she tried. It didn't work that well. But then she tried something called DIM, D-I-M, and it Boom, the next day it was gone. And it did not have, because she always says, read this to make sure. So I went online and I read it, and it did not have any adjuvants, anything in there that would be considered bad, that would break down your system. So I advocate her taking that. Okay, I'm all about finding the new and the best supplements to make a human being well. But somebody just asked about, who was it? Leaky gut. Yes, Gerard. He asked about leaky gut. Now, Gerard, leaky gut. I'm glad you asked about that, because it means that you have holes in your stomach and or your digestive tract, being your small intestine and your large intestine. If that is the case, Gerard, what you want to do is you got to make sure that you put stuff in there that coats your stomach and does not tear it down. That includes acidic foods. What are acidic foods? Well, take a look here. We got salsas, okay, especially when they add vinegars and stuff like that to the salsas. Lemons and tomatoes are fine. They're extremely acidic. However, when they hit your stomach acid, they become alkaline. However, if you already have holes in there, that process will not happen, and that will make it worse. So lemons, limes, anything citric, tomatoes, that kind of stuff, you got to be off limits if you know you have leaky gut. In addition to that, you want to just build up the lining. That is a mucus membrane lining, and mucus is built up usually by mucus. Now, we want to repair that. Now, remember, copper, selenium, all right, vanadium. Those are what you need to rebuild tissues inside your body. So make sure you're getting those, and don't just stop at those. See if they're, well, I know they're in a multivitamin, Andrew Lessman's Essential One multivitamin, and you guys can pick that up. It's on the front page of my website. So if you go to my website, it's on there. You can just click the link. All right, it'll take you right to it. But when you guys are doing this, make sure you know what you're taking to build back up the process. So that's what you need, all right? So selenium, vanadium, copper to rebuild the tissues of the stomach and the digestive tract. That will have you eating better, feeling better. But in the meantime, do only juices and fruits and vegetables while you're going through that, because anything acidic, fried anything, that's going to mess you up real good. All right, eating fried stuff, and especially if you have leaky gut, it's going to make it 10 times worse. If you eat things that are high in sugar, it's going to make it 10 times worse, because what does sugar do to any mixture? It makes it more liquid, therefore more blood will seep through the system. Okay, so just letting you know. Okay, I feel her pain. All right, is there a way to reverse type 1 diabetes? Of course there is. Mike A asked that question. Everybody talks about type 2 because type 2 is the easy version to get rid of. It usually takes about 30 days, no matter how bad it is. Guess what? Type 1 can be gotten rid of in about 45 to 60 days. It takes a little bit longer, because when you're talking about type 1, you're talking about insulin resistance. Okay, so when you're insulin resistant, that means that even though you have the receptors, insulin will not bind to receptors to suck sugar out of your blood and into your cells, so it can be used as energy. So if you can't get that sugar into your cells, the bad thing is, the secondary effect of that is that sugar floating through your system acts as a poison. So what's going to happen is your body is going to change into emergency mode, and now all of a sudden, certain vital organs are going to be shorted resources to make sure that that doesn't work. Okay. So everything has an effect to it. But how do you change it? Remember, your physiology can be changed. Your physiology can be shifted in as little as 3 to 10 days, okay, just to shift your physiology. But most people are not willing to do the steps it takes and change their lifestyle to make that happen. So if you want to be stuck with it, if you want to take drugs for the rest of your life, have at it. I'm not here. I'm not the police. I'm not going to make you do anything. However, if you do want to get rid of a type 1 diabetic or its symptoms, what you have to do is you have to take your multivitamins. You actually have to do both. You have to detox and you have to flood with minerals from fruits, vegetables, vitamins, and minerals in order to make that process happen. But can it happen? Of course, because after a course of about 5 days, what you're going to notice is that the receptors are going to start to change. After about 10 to 15 days, it should have changed completely. And after about 20 days or so, you're going to notice that the insulin is starting to bind. If you give it a few more weeks after that, right around 2 months, then you should be back to normal. Your receptors should be normal, and your insulin should be able to bind to its receptor site, making that possible. The only key to this is you can't put garbage into the system, or it will set you back to square one. Okay, all right. The brownie, the brookie, the potato chips, the red hot Cheetos, the birthday cake, whatever you think is good for you, or it's okay just for this one time. If you're trying to get rid of a disease, it's not. Truthfully, it's not. Okay, so let me see. I got some more questions here. Man, they're coming in fast. Oh no, I thought we only had like 35 people in here. There's 55 people in the chat right now. Okay, so let me see. Is vitamin D3 good for high good for high calcium in your blood. High calcium in your blood is never bad. Vitamin D3, it's good for almost everything, especially your immune system. If you're talking about vitamin D3, we want to talk about skin health. You want to talk about getting rid of antigens, that's right, antigens and things like that. Yes, vitamin D3 works, and that's what you want to take. Don't drink milk or orange juice and all that bull if you guys want to get over a cold or flu, or if you're trying to improve your health. That stuff is all sugar. And when they say vitamin C as ascorbic acid, that's a weakened derivative of vitamin C, meaning there's none in it. So take vitamin C as a supplement. Take vitamin D3 as a supplement. Don't try to get it from milk. Milk is nothing but a pus solution from cows who have been fed GMO corn that tears up their 4 stomachs. Now, if it can tear up 4 stomachs on a cow, what do you think it's going to do to us? All right, you know. Okay, so I'm looking forward to your book. Okay, wait, I think it's pronounced rewrite. All right, so rewrite. I hope you ordered the book. It's already out on Amazon. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go ahead and get it if you haven't. Okay, yes. How do you get rid of type 2 diabetes? That's easy. All you have to do is change your diet, reverse a few things, add a few things in. All you have to do is add a multivitamin. As far as type 2 diabetes, you do want to exercise because circulation is a big part of delivering nutrients to your vital organs. So now, nobody said you have to go crazy, but a little bit of exercise, walking around the block, good enough. All right, walking upstairs, good enough. But what we want to deliver is all the nutrients to get you back, because diabetes type 2, that's real easy to get rid of. All that is your white blood cells are attacking your pancreas, okay? Because your pancreas, which is a gland of soft tissue, easily absorbs trash that you put into your body. Remember, Papa John's, hamburgers, tater tots, French fries, that kind of junk? Well, your body, remember, it does not know how to process some of this stuff. So what is it going to do? It's going to try to pass it through your digestive system. But if it keeps coming too fast, like most of us do, what it's going to do is your liver is going to say, okay, that route is full. I got to send it somewhere else. So it's going to send it to your lungs, your skin, and that stuff. So that's how I know when somebody's eating bad or they have really garbage stuff in their system, is because it's going to start coming out of their pores. And I've noticed that your skin is blotchy, it's red, it's irritated. All right. So, and this will start to happen all over the body. So you'll see a whole bunch of lesions and stuff on people's arms, where you'll see big spots and stuff like that on their arms. So just some things to look out for. But type 2 diabetes is a lot easier to get rid of than type 1. However, the time frames in getting rid of them are very close together. Type 2, 30 days, maybe. Type 1, 45 days. All right. So maybe a few more after that, but not many. So you see, the doctors are telling you guys years. I'm telling you weeks, maybe some months, and it's gone. Not managed for the rest of your life, gone. All right. I had a student in my class yesterday tell me, and I was so perturbed at this. Her doctor told her that her endometriosis was lifelong. She would have it forever, and she could never get rid of it. So the best course would be to take medication for the rest of her life. And she had in her mind that, okay, I'm going to be, and I don't blame her for this. She said, I'm going to be a crusader for other people who have to deal with endometriosis, because if they can't get rid of it for the rest of their life, at least I'll be there to comfort them, and I'm going to help other women go through this process. Now, that's extremely noble, but it's extremely unnecessary. You don't have to do anything like that. Go through what? Endometriosis for the rest of your life? Endometriosis can be gone in 30 days. I don't care how long you've had it. All right, 30 days, done. All right, some people can get rid of it in 10. I mean, I couldn't believe when she told me that. I told her after class, I was like, listen, go fire your fucking doctor, please. Please, just for me, just go, because she's going to have you on a path of taking medications, and you're going to wonder 10 years from now, after taking all those medications, why you now have 20 medications in your medicine cabinet, why you are now sitting there and your joints are hurting you, why you now have an autoimmune disease called psoriasis, and why your pancreas is leads to something else bad. Okay, so I got more questions. Sorry to rant on you. All right, sorry to do it. I got to get off here in a few minutes. I got to go. All right, so I got to get out of here in just a second. Fruits, vegetables, vitamins, and minerals. I know. See, somebody's got it. Okay, Lene, you are correct. Okay. Now, I used to just say fruits and vegetables. I have to say vitamins and minerals now because remember, in our food nowadays, we are growing the stuff so fast. And even if we were growing it right, even if we did put the wood ashes back into the earth to get the full mineral effect from our fruits and vegetables, that does not happen. People think that if you have a garden, all right, that is a perfect square. And every vegetable in that garden, like if you grow a whole patch of tomatoes, okay, that all the tomatoes will have all of the same nutrient content, and it doesn't. All right, nutrients come in veins in the earth. All right, so when you just certain veins. So if the tomato is built on that vein, that one will have a whole bunch of nutrients. But if it's on the corner where there are no nutrients and there is no vein, you'll have barely some nutrients in there. It's the way it works. All right, it's just the lottery. So that's why you have to eat a lot of them in order to see which ones actually have the nutrients and which ones don't. But you're getting them anyway because you're eating so many. So that's the kind of the philosophy behind that. Okay. The book is excellent. Dan's favorite Anderson. I like that. Thank you, Dan. All right. I left feedback on Amazon. Thank you. Not a lot of people are doing that. Dan, you need to say that again because I know I think I'm over 1,500 books now, all right, sold on Amazon, and I only have 18 reviews. Now, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. You better go to your room, and you better clean your room, and I bet you better brush your teeth, and there's no dinner for you tonight. You did not leave me a review. No, I'll just play. I just get crazy sometimes. It's fun to have fun. Okay. Keep up the good work. God bless you. Thank you. All right. Devon, your insight on soy. All right. And isoflavonoids. All right. So plant estrogens being consumed by males. I don't think males should be consuming soy. Soy is estrogen mimicking. And that's what I believe because they have so many soy products that are process inside of our foods. Men in record numbers are getting gynecomastia. One of my best friends just had to go have surgery for that. And I was just like, damn, how is this happening to men? And I realized it could have happened to me, but I'm just thinking I changed my way of eating. So I noticed body structure tends to stay tighter on me because I do stick to things that are soy depleted. All right. I don't do soy. And sometimes even when I eat Chinese food, even right after I eat it, I will try to cut it with apple cider vinegar. So just to make sure I don't get the effect of soy, because I know they like to put MSG and soy and everything. So, all right, good stuff. All right, fertile land, fertile food. Yes, there you go. Anything for Alzheimer's. All right, yes. If you want to write this down, let me see. We got Dr. J, 1966. Now, Alzheimer's. I'm going to give you a very specific recipe for this because it actually works. But you remember, you have to do a saline wash because you got to be able to absorb it. Now, this is the first thing. Actually, Dr. J, let me do this. I'm going to put this in the comments for you just so you can spell it out. Okay, so let me see that I spell it right. I did not. Alzheimer's. Let's see, regiment. Just take one of these every day. One of these every day. So I'm going to write this in. So bear with me, everybody. I'm going to write this in for Dr. J here. I'm going to make sure I spell these right because I want you to get the right thing. I'll mess up one letter and you're buying something else. Okay. And I'm doing this so you guys can copy and paste it. All right. Oops, spelled it wrong. I knew I would mess it up. All right, there we go. I wrote it in there for you. All right, now, the three things I have you taking there is L-carnosine, acetyl L-carnitine, and glycerophosphocholene. Those three things have been known to reverse Alzheimer's and or Parkinson's in a person. However, that is in combination with flushing your system to make sure it's absorbed and exercise to circulate it throughout your system. Okay, if you want it to happen a little bit faster, if the person tends to be in the late stages of Alzheimer's, remember, systemic enzymes help boost the effects of anything that you put into your body so you can get there faster. Okay, so do it. It works. Okay. All right, so you would say no to veganism for some trying to build muscle and compete in endurance sports. Devon, no. Actually, I love veganism for sports and things like that because people think they have to get meat to get protein. That's not true. The cow eats the plant and you eat the cow. You're getting actually a secondary source of protein. The best protein you can get is from plants, broccoli, spinach, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, collard green. That's the stuff that's heaviest in protein. So don't let anybody ever tell you that meat is needed in order to get protein. I know men believe that we need the casein protein that comes from a meat type of protein. However, casein is actually bad for us. You can only tolerate 5% of it, and most of us eat way more than that in one single steak. So I would say stay away from that. I work out right now. I minimally eat meat. All right. So I'm not a vegan. All right. So I do believe in a cruelty-free lifestyle most of the time, but every once in a while I do have some meat. I have to admit that. But I don't apologize for it because I do eat stuff that I like sometimes. I do have a pizza every once in a while. I do eat a brownie every once in a while. But is it every day? Is it all the time? Is it like multiple times a month? No. Maybe twice a month I'll have some severe sweets. But on the weekend, I might do a pizza. I might do a hamburger. However, during the week, it is pure. Okay, my diet does not touch anything that resembles meat, that resembles anything fried, high in sugar, nothing like that. So oatmeal, eggs, smoothies twice a day. That's what I do for my meals. I know people don't like to eat like me. They like 3 square meals a day. But I feel great. I have great energy. My brain is working at optimum, so I don't feel any need for that. I don't take Adderall and Ritalin and Wellbutrin and all that kind of mess that's out on the market, right? I just don't do it. Okay, so just to let you, just stick with, I'm all for veganism. All right. I'm building my muscle right now. And let me tell you this. I found, because I was asking those same questions about 4 years ago, what I found is that muscle grows in a relationship to a stimulus, and it has to recruit more muscle fibers in order to make the same weight lift. All right. So the more you lift, the bigger your muscles get. They have to, as a response to the stimuli. However, that has little to do with what you eat. However, the performance of the muscle fiber that is recruited does have to do with what you eat. So just remember, if you want protein and you want muscle size, you can get that eating proteins. You just got to get enough of the protein from whatever source you're going to get it from. But I would say it does not have to come from meat. Okay. All right. Chantel, she said, "Who are you?" I'm Alvin J., the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. Okay. So, tell me more about optimum brain function. All right. So wait a minute. The time is flying by. I got to get out of here pretty soon. Yes, I got to go. So, it's almost 1 o'clock. Dang it. I didn't realize I was out here this long. It's been 46 minutes. Okay. So here we go. Let me see, to energy and performance. You really don't need any vitamins and minerals to improve your energy and performance. All you have to do is flush your liver. I guarantee your performance and everything will rise as soon as you flush your liver. You get to flush your system first with a saline wash, flush your liver with a coffee enema, and then put the vitamins and minerals in there. I guarantee you your performance, your energy, and everything else will go up as a result of that, not from trying to do a super hack. To be honest, that works really fast. Okay, that works really fast. Okay, good stuff. I can't talk about it right now. No. All right. So I know you guys have many questions. All right. I see male and female baldness, kind of a long one. So I'm gonna have to skip it this time. Oh, oregano oil. LL, no, it does not have side effects. Okay. Oil of oregano is a natural essential oil. If you get it pure, it should not have any side effects. Okay. It should not have any side effects. Good stuff. All right. If you want to make sure, if you bought the oil of oregano and it's in liquid, that's fine. But if you bought it as a capsule, break open the capsule if you don't want the stearate from the capsule inside of whatever you're taking. Okay. So just break it open and sprinkle it in there instead of taking the whole capsule itself, because they got something called magnesium stearate or potassium stearate that they use to make the capsules out of, and they might mess with some people's digestion. Okay, so that is it. I am out of here for today. I'm sorry to leave you guys. This has been fun. I got to get on here more often. questions that you guys got coming up. All right. So I want to make sure that you guys, I know I didn't answer every single question, but if you come back next week and jump on, just put the bell on or wherever that is, that you guys get notifications, then you'll know when I'm on here. You can ask your question and boom, hopefully I can get to it in a timely manner. Okay. So I'm going to get out of here. I really, really, really thank you guys for stopping by. It's been fun. As you guys can see, I really don't, it's not like I'm charging for any of this stuff, or every time I get online, I'm trying to sell something and stuff like that. I just wanted you guys to know that I'm getting on here because I really do appreciate, especially those of you on YouTube who have been sticking with me. You guys, every time I put out a video, I got like 1,000 people watching the video in the first 5 minutes. I mean, it is fantastic what you guys are doing, and I really do appreciate you guys putting in your time and really listening and asking the questions that you do. It is my pleasure to come to you, bring you guys questions, and do what I do for you. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask them. But I just have to say with gratitude, thank you all too. So I'm out of here. I'm going to talk to you later. I got to get my day going before my wife gets home. So I'll talk to you later. All right. Peace. And I love you guys. So just going out, I want to say thank you, Marcus. All right. I see you, cousin. I see you on there. Kenneth, Mr. Slow Stroker, Marva, Regina, the Knight. Wait a then I tap. Okay. All right. Re-Ray, LL, Calvin, Nicholas, Glenn Lake, Calvin, Ren Robinson. All right. So I really do appreciate you guys. B. Lewis. I'm so happy you guys stopped by. So I'll see you guys later. Okay. So good. All right. Dejang, I didn't miss you too. Okay. So I'll talk to you all later. Really, I feel it. Thank you. And till the next time, next week, I'll be back on here. I'll talk to you later.